सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरं समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। शुकासारिखे पूर्णवैराग्यजाचे वसिष्ठा परिज्ञानयोगेश्वराचे कवी वाल्मिका सारिखा मान्य ऐसा नमस्कार माझा तया रामदासा गणाधीश जो ईश सर्वा गुणांचा मुळारंभ आरंभ तो निर्गुणांचा नमो शारदा मूळचत्वार वाचा गमो पंथ आनंत या राघवाचा जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ. So we were seeing in the last session some beautiful verses of this Manache Shlok. Mana manasi dukkha anu nakore, verse number 12 we saw last time. Oh my mind, never have sorrow. Very good instruction. But how not to have sorrow? Solution is given. Temporary solution. Mana sarvatha shoka chinta nakore. Don't think about the past and grieve about it. Don't think about the future and worry about it. Shoka, grief of the past. Chinta, worry for the future. Don't have these two things. If you don't have these two things, you will not have sorrow. But suppose you want permanent solution by which sorrow can be ended once and for all, then that is viveke dehe buddhi sodo nidyavi. By discrimination, give up the identification in the body. All the sorrows are caused because of this identification. I am sad because of something. Now that because of what, that will be connected with body or mind or intellect. Give up that identification. Videhi pane mukti bhogita javi. Enjoy this freedom with videhi pane. Videhi pane means with the feeling of not having any body. Videhi pane mukti bhogita javi. And don't think that, oh no, little bit time let me have sorrow. Other times I will be happy. No, why? Because these negativities are such, once you have one of it, all others also will come. Mana sanga Ravana kaya jale, akasmata te rajya sarvai budale. Haven't you heard the story of Ramayana from childhood? Tell me, O mind, search and find out, think and find out what happened to Ravana. Ravana had so many good qualities, but one bad quality brought in so many other bad qualities that his entire kingdom perished. His entire lineage finished. Inner virtues, outer prosperity, everything destroyed by one negativity. Again, as I said in the last session, doesn't mean that Ravana only had one negativity. No. That one negativity was at the core, because of which so many other negativities entered. And therefore what? We know what has happened. Therefore, manoni kudi vasana sandiveki. Don't have this kind of desire. Why? The moment you have desire, bade lagala kalaha pathi lagi. death starts to chase you. Why? Because death knows today or tomorrow you will meet me. Therefore, before it catches you, you win over the death. That is what you should do. And don't think too much about death also. Just because I have mentioned doesn't mean that now, oh, wait, geez, so death, how it is, what will happen. And don't worry about too much. Why? Jiva karma yoge jani janma jala. All individuals, all jivas are born because of prarabdha. Parishevati kalamukhi nimala. And at the end, they all are eaten by time. That's the fact. How much ever we may say that, oh, we are very great people. Mahathorate mrityupantechi gele. Even great people finally died only. Kiti ekate janmale animele. How many such people are born and have died? You just think about that time, when imagine Samarth Ramdas Swami and his Shishyas are going to somebody's house for Bhiksha and they chant this kind of shloka. Imagine what must be happening in the receiver's mind. He's actually supposed to give Bhiksha, he or she, but immediately it's like each verse is like a hammer. This verse, Manache Shlok has a lot of similarities with Bhaja Govindam. If you see Bhaja Govindam of Shankaracharya also, very powerful verses, very hard-hitting, straightforward verses. No mixing, no nothing, no buttering, no nothing, beautifying the words and presenting nothing. As it is presented. What, you think your life partner is everything? That same person will be afraid of you when you die. That's what Shankaracharya says there. Idiot, fool. Don't you have God? Vatula kim tava nasti niyanta. He is straight away banging all our delusions. Similar thing is happening here. Mahathorate mrityupantechi gele. Kiti ekate janmale animele. How many people have come and gone? Why are you so much worried about death? The only thing that is confirmed about our life is our death. We don't know about it. That is it. It is confirmed. We have not been told yet. Don't worry too much about it. Work on how you should live. That is what he has said. Now the same topic is continued a little bit further also. Let us see. Verse number 15, beautiful verse. Mana pahata satya he mrityu bhoomi jita bolati sarvahi jivamimi chiranjiva he sarvahi manitati akasmat sandu niya sarvajati jai jai Raghuvira Samartha. Mana, oh my mind, pahata. If you really see, Satya hai Mrityu Bhoomi. This earth actually is called as Mrityu Bhoomi, isn't it? Haven't you heard this line before? Mrityu Bhoomi, Mrityu Bhoomi. Why it is called as Mrityu Bhoomi? Because anyone who is born here will die. Mana pahata Satya hai Mrityu Bhoomi. This is the final truth. For Vyavaharika world, this is the final truth. Death is for sure. But Jita bolati sarvahi jivamimi. As long as jivas are alive, as long as they are alive, how do they all say I? Me, I. You all go on doing that. That's what he is telling about all of us. That's what we keep doing. Finally, what is the truth is we are going to die. But before we die, as long as we are living, we keep saying I have done this, you know who I am, I. So many times of this, I. Chiranjiva he sarvahi manitati. Sarvahi, all the people manitati, they believe that they are Chiranjiva. They are ever going to remain there. Isn't it? Look at our simple things also, how we do. We have our own plan. This I will do now, then I will do this, then in 5 years, 10 years I want to be like this. And nowadays, when you go to any interviews, etc., job interviews, etc., you are supposed to know all these things. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Nobody says in the graveyard. Nobody says that I think I'm going. Nobody says, I want to become vice president of this company and that company, and I want to have my own house and my own family, and I want to have 2 children. That is what we think we are going to achieve in 5 years. But then what happens? Akasmata Sandoniya Sarvajati. Akasmata, suddenly, Sandoniya giving up all these things, Sarvas, everything. Jati, they go. They go, suddenly leaving everything. Haven't we seen so many times this happening? One moment a person is alive, hell and healthy, and suddenly next moment, gone. What happened to all the desires? What happened to all the plans? What happened? What happened? There is that famous question is there, no, in Yaksha Prashna. Yaksha Prashna, you all must be knowing that portion of Mahabharata where Yudhishtira is asking the questions of Yaksha. And there one question Yaksha asks is, what do you think is the greatest wonder? What do you think is the greatest wonder? And he says, everyone sees death, but still thinks that I am not going to die. That's the greatest wonder. Ahani ahani bhutani gacchanti iha yamalayam sheshaha sthavaram icchanti kim ascharya matah param. This is a shloka from Mahabharata, from that Yaksha Prashna. Yudhishthira Maharaj says, ahani ahani, every day, bhutani, all beings, gacchanti iha yamalayam. They go to Yamalaya. They go to the house of death. They go and die. Sheshaha, but remaining people, sthavaram icchanti. They still think that everything is going to be fine. Kim ascharya matah param. What greater wonder than this can be there? This is the greatest wonder. Chiranjeeva he sarvahi manitati. Everybody thinks that they are going to ever remain there. Alive. Ever. I am not going to die. All others. Think about it. We never think that we are going to die. But fact of the matter is, manapahata satyahe mrityu bhoomi. This earth itself is called as Mrityu Bhoomi. This is called as Mrityu Loka. So, what is the point? 2 points we need to understand here. Number one, what Samarth Ramdas Swami is trying to tell us is, don't have too much of ego. Jita bolati sarvahi me, I. Don't have this too much of ego. This me is interesting. In Marathi and English also me is there, no? English also me. Marathi also me. Me means I. Aham, I. Don't have this too much of ego. Why? Because at what moment it will end, we have no idea. Don't have too much of ego. That is number one. Number two, don't take life for granted. That is the biggest mistake probably that we do. See, different ways of tackling sorrow, no? One of the best way of tackling sorrow is to say that thank God I am not dead. You know, there is so much of tension, thank God I am not dead. You know, but I have so much of work to do, thank God I am not dead. You know, I got hurt so badly, thank God I am not dead. Arre, that fellow came so fast, I thought I am going to die, thank God I am not dead. You give any complaint, one thing that will take you out of this sorrow is to think that thank God I am still alive. That itself is such a blessing. Okay, if you say I don't have anything, still I am alive. Which all my people have left me, so still you are alive. You know what is that? You have this Sensex and all these things are there, no? You invest your money, etc., and then it crashes. Market crashed. All my money lost. But thank God I am alive. My girlfriend left me. But thank God I am alive. She might have left me, but I am still alive. So number one, we should not have this ego that everything is because of me, because one day it will end. And at the same time, we should always think that I am alive is a big, big thing. Not take life for granted. That's very difficult. At every moment to remember this. Akasmata Sandoniya Sarvajati. I tell you, he is enjoying. He says when somebody dies also what happens? Next verse. See, verse number 16. मरे एकत्याचा दुजा शोक वाहे अकस्मात तो ही पुढे जात आहे पुरे ना जनी लोभरे क्षोभ त्याते म्हणोनी जनी मागुता जन्म घेते जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ. What is he saying? मरे एक त्याचा दुजा शोक वाहे. One person when he dies, another person is crying for the death of that first person. Okay, मरे एक, one person is dying, त्याचा of that person, दुजा, the other person, शोकवाहे is carrying that guilt, carrying that sorrow. But the second person, अकस्मात तोही पुढे जाता है. He himself is going towards death, but crying over death of other person. See what is happening? We are always told, no, don't cry for a person who is dead. Why? Because we say they are at a better place. Why should we cry? It is good that they have gone to a next level. Don't cry. But that is from standpoint of that person we are saying, no, that here that person has gone to a better place. Think from our angle also. We are crying about other person, but we ourselves are going to die. मरे एक त्याचा दुजा शोक वाहे अकस्मात तोही पुढे जात. And then, just because I am going towards death doesn't mean anything end. Pure na jani lobhare. Even then, his lobha, his greed for life has not ended. Isn't it fact? See, we live such a long life, still we want to live little more. Little more. Little more. Isn't it? With everything. With money also it is like that. I have got this much, but I want little more. That is how mind is. Mind always wants to have little more. And not just negativities, even positivities I will tell you. You go to ashram and you stay and you, arey, camp is over, I want to stay few more days. See, even good things I am saying. Not just only worldly, but even spiritual things. You go and like something, you want to have it little more. But now, just now you had 2 months, you were here. No, but Swamiji, there is longer camp. Why don't you have longer camp? Yes, we are having longer camps. Now 1 year course is going to be there. Vedanta Sadhaka course. 1 year full. But even after living for 1 year, at the end you will say, it is getting over, there should have been little more. But that only people are thinking. Acharyas are thinking, thank God 1 year over, let them go now. Some peace of mind for all other people. But all the people who are working here in the ashram, etc., they will feel, 1 year is over, now these people will go. Now we will have some kind of relief. But we never feel anything like that. We feel a little more should be there. That is how it is. That is how life is. Isn't it? Whatever we want, or whatever we like, we want it little more. And then, kshobha tyate. Interesting thing is what? Okay, there is greed. But that greed, when we are trying to fulfill, it is not a comfortable journey. There is a lot of disturbances in them. Lot of impediments are there, obstacles are there. It is not that easy. I say, I want to live little more. That is not easy. Then what happens? Then desires remain, life ends. Desires remain, but life ends. Then what happens? Manoni jani maguta janma gete. Manoni, therefore, jani maguta. Then again you are born among people. The cycle continues. Why? Because life has ended, desires have not. So to fulfill those desires, you will be born again. This is law of karma. Few verses have explained this very beautifully. In bits and pieces. I already told you this is not that kind of Vedantic text where topic will be taken one after another and all. No, different, independent. All verses are independent verses, right? So law of karma is what? Whatever I do, I have to reap the result of it, the fruit of it. And therefore, whatever I am going through right now is the result of my own actions in the past. But when I say past, it may not be this life past. It can be past lives. It can be this life's past also. From birth till now. That also is past, but the past does not end going backwards. It does not end with the birth. It goes behind, it goes before in the past births as well. So all my births are caused by prarabdha. So when I do some actions, I have results. To experience those results, I have to take birth. Now remember, while I am taking birth and going through the result, I am doing more actions, result of which will come in future, either this life's future or future lives, I will have to take birth again. This is one kind of force that carries us forward. This is called the cycle of karma. Now what? There is another also thing. What? Desires. Every single time I am living in this world, I am creating desires. Now even when my life ends means my body falls, my desires are not over. Now what? To fulfill that desire, I will have to take the birth again. So my birth, next birth or any birth is decided by two factors. What is my strong desire and what are my actions? Results of actions. This is what in Upanishad it is said, yatha karma yatha shrutam. Yatha karma yatha shrutam. Individuals take birth again and again as per what they have heard. Yatha karma is as per their actions, results of action. And yatha shrutam means as per their what they have heard. What they have heard means what is their desires. What is their usual, what we say, way of life. What is their usual concept, feeling about life. What do they want from life? Okay. So as I am going through this life, what am I doing? I am doing two things. I am performing actions which will have results and I am shaping my desires. Imagine if I have lived my entire life keeping money as at the focus, at the center, then at the end of my life, what is going to be the desire? Money. That's why in Bhagavad Gita it is said, whatever is your last thought, that is the place that the jiva goes to in the next birth. Last thought before you die. Whatever you are thinking about, that is where you are going to reach. Okay. Understanding this point. Now, it is not just that only my last thought will determine, or that last thought itself is determined by my rest of my life. It is not that now I will live however I want, but last thought will be nice. That will not work. That will not happen also. So, I am shaping my life in two ways. One is by performing actions and thus by creating good results or bad results, whatever. And second, by understanding what is life and thus reshaping my desires. Let me give you example to understand. When we were in school, what did we want? When we were in school, what is that one thing that we wanted? Holiday. We didn't want to go to school. We were looking forward to holiday. Holiday we want. Holiday. Correct? When we went to college, what did we want? Think about it. College means that age group. We wanted freedom. Why? Parents used to put so much of, restriction, and so many things are there. You can't go like this, you can't do like that. This time you should be back at home and don't go there and don't go. We wanted freedom. Okay, no more we wanted vacation, because vacation means my friends will not be there, then no point. College we didn't want vacation. College so anyways is vacation only. You go to college sometimes, all other times you are roaming. Nobody is making anything compulsory to you. Live life like that. But then what we wanted freedom. Nobody should tell us anything. Then middle age came. Job started. Then you wanted money. This, that. I want this also and that also. Because you started earning, then you had desires for objects, enjoyments, pleasures, comforts, etc. But as you start becoming mature in all these things, suddenly now you want peace of mind. You say, Bhaiya, please, don't trouble me. That is what I want. Vedji, one day, nobody should give me any instruction. I don't have to cook. Nobody is calling me to, for some work, etc. I tell you, mobile we started using because mobile was good and easy, but now I want to get rid of this mobile. All the time, 10, notification I am going to switch off. Internet off. Nothing. I am just going to do nothing. So what do you want? Nothing I want. That is also desire. So you see how the age progresses, our desires start to change. Now this is not same with everyone. Somebody in the childhood only will want all these things. Will say that peace of mind is more important, nothing else. You never know. Somebody in that young phase only, when people are looking for this and that person says, I want to enjoy. How? By dedicating my life to God, by dedicating my life to the nation. That is what is enjoyment for them. So what we are doing in our life is, we are performing actions and therefore we are creating results. Yes. But we are also reshaping our desires. What do we want? What do we want? And that is going to affect my next birth also, along with action. In simple terms, how we get our next birth is, when we die, we have two things. Okay? Our desires, finally whatever has happened, what is my main desire now, and second, results of all my actions that I have performed. So this what is my desire will decide the direction in which I am going to go in the next birth. And my actions are going to decide the pace or the speed or the force with which I will go to that direction. Short arrow, okay, bow and arrow. Think of it like this, okay. Arrow is going to hit the target. But which target will it hit depends on two things. Number one, the direction of the arrow, and number two, the force with which you are leaving it. I started going towards something, but force was not enough and I fell down. Which means what? My desire was to get that, but my actions were not backing my desire. So I get, in life or in general, I get different lives based on these two things. What is my desire and what is my action backing it up? I hope you are getting this. Desire, suppose I say I want to become Prime Minister of India. Okay. So that desire, what it has done, it has decided goal of my life, or rather the direction in which my life is going to go. But will I become Prime Minister or not depends on my actions. I can't say I have desire, therefore, desire is deciding only direction. But after the direction is decided, now what? Now you have to put efforts. Are you understanding? Car driving, bike riding, everything. Two things are required. No, you decide the direction and then accelerator also. In childhood, father etc. will not give the key. So what you will do? You will go and sit there on bike and going only, nothing. Bike is there only where it was. So no action is being performed, but you are just playing with the desires, going here and there. One day I will go there, one day I will go. This is what we do no all the time. Sitting at home, we are thinking, no, what if it was like this and what if it was like that. What are you doing? Desire without putting any actions. You will not go anywhere. You have to decide the direction based on desire, and then your actions are nothing but your accelerator. That is how we get the next birth. Vedji? What if we don't want next birth? Then that becomes desire. I don't want any next birth. Yes, good desire. What is the desire? My desire is to have no desires. Very good desire. But still the point is, are your actions backing it? Why? Just because I want to get liberated, I don't want next birth, doesn't mean I will not have next birth. Have I done those many, that much of sadhana? Have I got that self-knowledge by which I will? So the point that Samarth Ramdas Swami is trying to tell here is, we start living life in such kind of ego and egocentric desires, etc., that we forget that we are going to die. And when we die, our desires are not dead. Therefore, we are born again with those desires to fulfill those desires. So, simple example that is given, when suppose my desire is to eat. So many people are there, no? Their entire life depends on eating. Any place they want to go, first thing that they will find out, what are the best places to eat. And you ask them also, what did you do? I went there and I went to all the shops. Name one good shop which is there in the city. I have already gone there. The entire life is based on eating. So then what will happen at the end of the life also? What will be the desire? Desire will be to eat nice food. But desire is not sufficient. Suppose I have not done anything in my life which is worthwhile, which is for supporting or helping other people, then what? My actions are bad, results will be bad. I will go to the place where there are lots of good sweets and good dishes, etc., but I may become an ant and go there, because my actions are that much only. So I will get laddu in the next birth if my last thought is laddu, but I may get that laddu as a small ant going there to eat that laddu. Why? My actions are that much only. Or I may become a shopkeeper where I am always surrounded by all the food items. Very interesting. That is how my coming births are decided. They say, there is one philosophy which says, one theory which says that every man's next birth is a woman and every woman's next birth is a man. I am not supporting any such philosophy. Vedanta doesn't support any such philosophy, but why they say like this is, the answer is given by Vedanta. It is because when I am a man, I want woman. So next birth what do I become? I become a woman. I am born a woman, I want man. Then next birth I will become man. Okay. This concept would have worked few years back. Nowadays, not necessarily I am a man doesn't mean I will desire woman. I can desire anything, isn't it? Nowadays we are free people. I can desire man, I can desire woman, I can even desire stone and consider that stone to be my soulmate. Dogs, cats, etc. If you don't know, please get yourself acquainted with what is happening in the world. That is what is happening in the world. There are many people who think that their soulmate is a dog and cat. I have no problem with such people. Only sympathy. Why will I have problem with such people? I only have sympathy. Why? Imagine we have gone to such mental state that no human being we can live with. We think that dogs and cats are better than humans. The question is not whether dogs and cats are better than humans or not. That's not the question at all. The point is, Why are we even thinking like this? Is our love towards animals an escape from our love towards humans? Are we incapable of loving humans and therefore we are loving animals? Or are we so bad that humans are not loving us, only animals are loving us because they don't have option? What is happening with us? I am not saying don't have love for animals. You should have love for animals. But that cannot become life. If you go to social media, etc., there are pages of dogs and cats. Do you know this? The owners are running Instagram and Facebook pages on their dog. And the entire page is the dog saying stupid things, where dogs doesn't know what they are saying. These people are interpreting and saying that, you see, this is what my dog is thinking and I said this to dog, and what is happening? The point is, my life is in my hand. I have to shape my desires. What do I want? Here our scriptures are telling you are capable of becoming God. And I want to become a dog. Where are we going? Please don't misunderstand me. I have no problem with all these things. But I am saying we need to really think, what are we doing? We need to really think about all these things. They are all part of our life. Whether they are pets, animals, they are all part of our life. We love them. No, why not? But that cannot become life. It cannot become our escape. It cannot. If it is, then there is some mental trouble with us. I hope you are getting. So, my point is what? When we are living our life, we are doing two things. One, by performing actions, we are creating results, and another, we are reshaping our desires. Both these are going to determine my next life. And if I want to have no next life, then my action should back it up. And I should get that self-knowledge by which there will be no next life. If no, then I will be born again and again. Right? Now, how to do this? How to do this? That is what now he is telling from a different angle. Let us see verse number 17. Mani manava vyartha chinta vahate akasmat honar ho nizate ghade bhogane sarvahi karma yoge mati mandate khedamani viyoge. Jai Jai Raghuvir Samarth. He says the way to live our life is live without worry. Mani manava vyartha chintavate. Hey manava, what are you doing in money? Money means in the mind. Vyartha chintavate. Unnecessarily you are carrying all the worries. Why? Akasmata honar ho nizate. Whatever is going to happen will happen. Ghade bhogane sarvahi karma yoge. Whatever is being experienced by you is all because of action. Mati mandate khedamani viyoge. Those people, he says, mati manda. Mati manda means mati manda. Extremely dull. Congenital idiots, in Gurudev's words. Absolute fools. Who are the fools? Those who become sad, khedamani, viyoge, when you are separated. Now here that separation is to be understood in many, many ways. In the previous 3-4 verses, Samarth Ramdas Swami has explained that when somebody dies, for us that is viyoga, that is separation. Isn't it? That person is gone. That is one viyoga meaning. Second meaning of viyoga is when you yourself are going to die. Don't be sad about that also. What will happen to all these things? Nothing will happen. They will be live in a better way, in a much happier state of mind when you go. But we have that kheda. That is second meaning of viyoga. Third meaning of viyoga, when we are separated from things and beings of this world within, when we are alive, that time itself. Even that we should not be sad about. Some people were with us, now they are not with us. Some objects were with us, now they are not with us. This is part of life. We can't be sad about it. That is what he says. So, main point that he is saying here is, new point that he is saying here is, don't worry. Why? Worry will not give you anything. One beautiful thing that I had heard from Guruji Swami Tejomananji is, he says, if you say that I have faith in God and if you still worry, then that means you don't have faith in God. How can you worry when there is God? Vatula kim tava nasti niyanta. Is God not there? Idiot. Why are you worried? Therefore he says, Guruji says, I have deal with God. I act, he worries. I do my job, he takes care of my worries. So any worry comes to me, I say go to God. That is his department. Like you start a business, no? You divide your business and then give different job to different people. Like that, job, God and me, we both are in partnership and jobs are allocated. What is my job? My job is working, doing my duty. What is God's job? Worrying. So if worry comes, it goes to God. Oh God, please take care. What if I die? Worry, na? That is his problem. No, but what if I start some work and I am not able to finish? That is also not my problem. My problem is to start the work. And till when should I work? Till the time I am alive. Keep working, keep working, keep working. No, but what if I... No. Any worry, go to God. Again, to look at this, we can look at from different angles. Just now I explained to you, a bhakta, a devotee will think like this. That doing is my part, worrying is God's part. Suppose you are saying, no, I don't have any belief in God, etc. I am a very, practical kind of person. I only think, okay, from that angle also it is explained. Ghade bhogane sarvahi karma yoge. Whatever you are getting is result of your past action. Whatever you will get is also result of your past action. Now there past means what? Past plus present. Because whatever I am going to get tomorrow is result of my past and my today. That is going to give me tomorrow. So even there you don't need to worry. Why? Whatever has happened, that is all going to come. Why to waste my time in worrying? It is not that I am going to get more because I worried more. I am taking too much of tension. Therefore what? I am going to get more marks. Nothing. Rather I will get less marks because I am worrying more. Right? Therefore it is wastage to worry. Therefore, don't worry, just do your actions. Things have come, very good. With them, you enjoy. Things have gone away from you, very good. Without them, you enjoy. People have come and, they have become part of your life and they have become so close and you are like one soul in two bodies, etc., etc. They have become so close and then what? Very good, enjoy with that. Then that person goes away and then you say, I don't want to look at that person's face also, never in my life I am going to look. Why? What happened now? Now what has happened? Two souls in one body. Same place you can't live. Not even souls, they are my enemies. Okay, fine. Without them. Please, with or without, live your life worryless. That is what he is trying to say. Only foolish people are going to grieve about all those things. Worrying is not the solution. And earlier itself we have understood, though it is said that whatever happens according to prarabdha, that doesn't mean my prayatna, my effort is not important. My effort is what is creating prarabdha. So prarabdha includes my effort. So while performing efforts, no, it is not said that don't perform efforts. What is said? Don't worry. Do your job, do your duty, but do not worry. That is what is being said. Okay. Now what? One more verse, let us see. He again brings that point that if you want to remove your negativities, you have to inculcate positivities. Otherwise, it will not happen. This is the brilliant thing about Manache Shlok, that he keeps on mixing all these things. That he keeps on saying, don't have that, don't have that, don't have that, and then suddenly he comes and says, therefore you should have this, have this, have this. That is the beauty. Let us see what is he saying. Verse number 18. Mana raghave veena asha na kore, mana manavachi nako kirti ture, jaya varniti veda shastre purane, taya varnita sarvahi shlaghyawane, jai jai Raghuvira Samartha. Beautiful. He says, Mana, oh my mind, Raghave veena asha na kore. Don't have any desire other than Raghava. Raghava, Bhagavan Sri Rama. Don't have any other desire. Mana manavachi nako kirti ture. Don't have desire of name and fame and money and pleasure and comfort. Don't have all those things. Bas. Only one desire you should have. What? God. Bhagavan. Whether it is last thought of the day, last thought of the life, it should be God. For that, every single thought we have to pray that we remember God, so that at the end we will remember God. In one Abhanga it is said, Shevata Takshana Godavava Yatsati Kela Hota Attahas. The entire effort we have put in our life, why? So that that last moment, let it be blissful. How will that become blissful? If I remember God. Oh my mind, let us not desire anything else other than God. No name, fame, etc. not required. God. And he says, Jaya Varniti Veda Shastre Purane. Jaya, whose? Varniti. Varniti means elaborate, explain. Varnana. Veda, Shastra, Purana. These Vedas, these different Shastras, Puranas, Ityasas, they are praising whom? That God, no? Taya Varnita Sarvahi Shlaghyawane. Taya. To him alone, Varnita, when you praise, when you elaborate, when you explain, when you sing the glories of him, Sarvahi Shlaghyawane, then everything will become perfect. Means what? He is the only one worthy to be explained, worthy to be praised, worthy to be worshipped. This is actually a very, very, very interesting line. Jaya Varniti Veda Shastre Purane, Taya Varnita Sarvahi Shlaghyawane. What it actually means is, whatever may be our talent, whatever may be our skills, those talents, those skills should be employed for God. If I can sing well, I should sing the glories of the Lord. If I can dance well, I should dance demonstrating stories and glories of the Lord. If I can paint well, I should paint the most beautiful face and most beautiful form of the Lord. If I can write well, I should write about God. If I am a good poet, I should write about God. See, this is a very, very important thing. Otherwise, the skill is wasted. You may be a brilliant in your own talent, skill, etc. If it is not used for God, then that is of no use. Many times I feel so, bad that when there are so many skilled people but not doing things for God. It is such a wastage. Everything should, that is why in our culture we say work is worship. Our work should become worship so that we can worship that Lord. So everything that we can, everything that we are good at, we should do it for God. Best example is Valmiki Maharshi himself. It is said that he was the first person to whom poetry came. He was the first poet. Before him there was no concept of poetry. So the moment he composed first poetry, He himself did not know that it is a poetry. Because nobody before him had done it. So it is said that when he said that, Brahmaji appeared there. The creator appeared there and said that what just happened through you is a poetry. Now what? Now what you should do is, this special talent that you have got, you should use for praising Lord. Therefore, write something on Lord. And that is why he wrote the first poem of the world, and that is Valmiki Ramayana. You have got a talent, now use it for Lord. Otherwise, the talent is wasted. If we really see our culture, all arts, all art forms were connected to God. Isn't it true? All art forms were connected to God. Painting, sculpting, dancing, acting, singing, playing instrument, any art, cooking, any art form was connected to God. Singers, dancers, instrumentalists, etc., their first performance will be in front of God. Ranga Pravesha, Arangetram, whatever you want to call, that's okay. But that will happen in front of God. In the temples, etc., it used to happen. Why? Because that is the only way your talent is used at the maximum level. That's the only most important thing. So naturally, when you have to perform in front of God, what are you going to do? What songs you will be singing? What songs you will be dancing on? Of God only. All our art forms have originated from God also. Not just are connected to God. They are originated from God only. Isn't it? We have Saraswati with Veena in hand. Nataraja, Lord Shiva is the one who started the concept of dance, and isn't it? Singing, Naradji, all these art forms have come from God himself. And therefore, if I am not using that talent for God, who in the world is worthy enough to be spoken of? To be glorified? To be adored? Who else is there other than God? Nobody. We have so much of poetry about love and all that, no? So much of poetry is there. It's good. But more beautiful are those when you are beautifying or you are explaining about God. That's why I always say, see this, in Sanskrit as a language also, there are kavis, there are munis, there are rishis. We say rishis are those people who had direct revelation of Vedic mantras. Munis, different munis are those who through their lot of tapasya, etc., could write their own texts. And then we have kavis who had written poetry or who had written literature. Not necessarily on God, it can be on anything else, any story. Not necessarily on God. We have all these things. But I tell you, in my opinion, the brilliant literature is that which is connected to God. I know many people who like literature will not agree with me, but what to do? Why? Because my talent of writing a literature is because of God. If I don't do that, then what is the point in me writing anything? Think about it. So every talent that we have, we must use it for the Lord. We must dedicate it to the Lord. Jaya Varniti Veda Shastre Purane. All the scriptures are praising Him. How can I praise anything else? Who else is worthy of praising? There is one very famous story of Tansen's guru, Haridas Ji Maharaj. It is said that this Tansen was one of the 8 gems of this Akbar's Sabha. And One day when Akbar Maharaj listened to Tansen and he said, Tansen, you are such a brilliant singer. I think you are the best singer in the world. And Tansen saluted and he said, Maharaj, thank you, but I disagree. Huh? You disagree? You think somebody is better than you? He says, yes. Who? My Guru. How can you say that he is better? I said, I have learned from him. I know he is way better than me. He is way better than me. So Akbar Maharaj said, okay, then I want to listen to that. He said, he won't come here. My Guru will not come to this Sabha to sing. Then what? He says, Akbar Maharaj, you have to go there and stay in his house. But you can't stay like a king or anything. You have to disguise yourself and stay as somebody else. Then you will be able to listen to him. This episode is also there in Upanishad Ganga. And Akbar Maharaj, one thing was, he was an admirer of great talent. And he really liked art forms, etc. So he actually disguises himself and goes and stays there. And then when he is doing, Tansen's Guru is doing his riyaz, his practice, etc., he gets to listen to him, and after some time he can't contain himself and comes and praises his Guru and says, please forgive me, I cheated you, I am not actually who I am showing myself to be, I am actually Akbar, and this is what, and he tells everything. But what a singing. And then he asks a question. He says, your Shishya also, Tansen also sings so well, but still you are so special. More. How? Tansen's Guru replies in a beautiful way. He says, that is because he sings for you, I sing for him. Tansen may be a better singer than me, but the altar of dedication that I have is way better. You understand? In Ramayana also, if you see, Hanumanji, when he was the minister of Sugriva, nobody knew him. But when he became minister of Sri Rama, Duta of Sri Rama, messenger of Sri Rama, the whole world came to know. Has Hanumanji changed? No, Hanumanji is same. The altar of dedication changes everything. There's a quote is there of Guruji. An altar in life alters your life. Alters means changes your life. That altar of dedication, to whom you are dedicating your entire talent, to whom you are dedicating your entire life, that changes the whole scenario. Let us dedicate our life to that Lord. Let us dedicate whatever talent, whatever skill we have in praise of that Lord. Then it will become so wonderful. If I want to sing, I should be singing the glories of the Lord. If I want to listen, I should be listening to the glories of the Lord. I want to do anything, I should be doing connected to God. All our festivals, everything was connected to God. So whenever we have to show our talent, see how I tell you how interesting this is. In India, talent show is called as cultural show. What is there in the evening? Cultural evening. What is this cultural evening? One day I was thinking, what is this? What cultural means what? That which has connection with culture. Whether it is a dance performance or singing performance. Why culture? Because our culture is such that it is connected to God. Everything is connected to God. So we don't call a talent show. We say cultural show. Cultural evening. What is this cultural evening? It's actually dance performance, singing performance, instruments, arts, some skit, etc. Drama will be there. But that has all got connection with God. Even our dance, theater begins by prostrating to the Lord. All the dramas which are written, the first shloka is called as Nandi Shloka, which is in praise of God. Kalidasa, great Kalidasa also, all his dramas begin by prostrating to Lord. That is how it is. Every single art, every single talent should be in praise of God. Right? Jaya varniti Veda Shastre Purane, Taya varnita sarvahi shlagyavane. The only one who is worthy of praise, worthy of worship is that Lord, who is praised even by all the scriptures. Veda, Shastra, Purana, all of them are praising that Lord. Therefore, we should also do that. Desiring that. So this is now extra thing is said. One is to get rid of negativities. Another point was to inculcate positivities, and therefore to get those good qualities in us, to remember God, etc. Now one more thing is said, divinizing the negativities so that they become positivities. That's the point. If I have desire for God. If I have anger, be angry towards God. If I have lust, have lust for God. Whatever you think is negativity, that also you can turn into positivity by dedicating it unto God. That is something that we all must try. Right? Sufficient for today. Coming classes, more verses, more beautiful things we will see. Let us conclude. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.